Friends, in today's video, we're going to share a jaw-dropping story about a newborn baby left alone in the forest and the wild animal that found her. What happened next will stay with you forever. Rain poured over the small Indian village of Kheda. Trees swayed, thunder cracked, and inside a crumbling mud house, a woman screamed through labor. Mira, just 17, clutched her mother's hand as pain tore through her. Sweat clung to her forehead. The child she delivered was perfect, but Mira's heart shattered. Her father stood in the doorway, a stern man, face chiseled from years of disappointment. "A disgrace," he spat. "You've brought shame to our blood." The baby cried. Mira cried harder, but her father said only one thing: "It goes. Tonight." Wrapped in a thin cloth, the infant was placed in a basket. Mira begged and pleaded, her knees on the muddy ground, but her cries were ignored. By midnight, the baby was left near the edge of a dense forest, alone, vulnerable. The soft cries echoed through the trees. A distant howl answered. The father turned back, expression cold. Nature will handle it. The forest was alive. Eyes watched from the shadows. A Bengal tigress, skin sleek, striped, moving silently, emerged from the underbrush. She was a known predator, feared in the village. They called her Chandi. She crept closer to the basket, then sniffed. The baby whimpered. Chandi growled, then did something no one could have imagined. She gently picked up the basket in her jaws and disappeared into the forest. For days, villagers whispered about a tiger sighting near the edge of the jungle. But one man, a quiet wildlife ranger named Rafik, was tracking something different. Footprints, tiger tracks, alongside human ones. Curious, he followed the trail. What he discovered shook him. A natural cave tucked beneath protective roots. Inside, the tiger lay curled protectively around the child. When Rafik looked closely, he saw the baby was alive, clean, nurtured. The little one was strong, not fed by mother's milk, but by goats Chandi had hunted and dragged to the cave. Over the days, the big cat had made sure the baby was well nourished. Rafik radioed for help. The news spread fast. Tiger raises human baby. The forest flooded with police, journalists, and conservationists. But one man secretly watched from afar, Mira's father. His heart twisted in guilt. All those years of disappointment, all the times he'd wished for a grandchild, and now his daughter was in danger because of him. Maybe if he hadn't been so harsh, maybe if he'd accepted Mira's child, none of this would have happened. Now she was out there somewhere with that tiger. Was she all right? Rafik eventually approached the cave cautiously. Chandi hissed, stood between them and the child. When she growled, everyone understood. No one could go any further. It took days, but eventually Rafik knelt before the cave. He understood what he had to do. Taking a deep breath, he laid down a wool shawl and slowly retreated. Chandi stepped forward, sniffed it, recognized the scent. It was Mira's. The big cat carefully moved aside and allowed the shawl to be placed over the child. Chandi then slowly backed away. The humans watching held their breath as the baby was retrieved. Mira ran to the rescue team as they emerged from the forest. She broke down sobbing as she cradled her baby for the first time in 10 days. "She's warm," she whispered, tears streaming down her face. "She's okay?" Rafik nodded grimly. "She's stronger than most." Mira knew he wasn't talking about the baby. She understood the sacrifice the Bengal tiger had made. As for Chandi, she disappeared into the wild, never to be seen again. But Mira visits that forest every year, lays flowers and says softly, "You saved my daughter when no one else would." As the world marveled at the baby's survival and recovery, one question echoed in Mira's mind. Why her child? Why save her baby? The answer lay in the heart of the forest, in the silent strength of a Bengal tigress. Chandi was no ordinary tiger. Her stripes told tales of courage and resilience. She was a survivor, a testament to the wild spirit that thrived despite the odds. Years ago, she'd lost her own cub to poachers. Grief had driven her deep into the forest, away from the world of humans. But fate had a way of intertwining lives. When she heard the baby's cries, something stirred within her, a maternal instinct so powerful it transcended species. The moment she laid eyes on the abandoned infant, Chandi knew she had to act. There was no hesitation, no fear, only an overwhelming sense of purpose. With the agility of a seasoned mother, she scooped up the basket and vanished into the shadows. She carried the baby to her secret cave, a place of solace and safety. Day after day, Chandi returned with fresh goats, ensuring the infant was well fed. She licked the child clean, keeping her healthy and strong. The tiger's growl, once a symbol of fear, became a lullaby. Meera often wondered if Chandi missed her freedom, prowling the wild instead of guarding a cave. But then she looked at her daughter, thriving and full of life. Chandi wouldn't trade places. News of the tiger spread like wildfire. People came from far and wide to catch a glimpse of the extraordinary big cat. Yet Chandi remained elusive, appearing only when she pleased. As months turned into years, the tiger and the child grew together. The bond between them was undeniable. The girl, named Adira by the villagers, learned to walk, talk, and explore the world around her, and always by her side was Chandi, patient, gentle, and protective. Their days were filled with walks in the forest, games of hide and seek, and stories shared under the starry sky. One day, while playing near the cave, Adira stumbled upon a drawing of a tiger. She looked up at Chandi, her eyes filled with wonder. "That's us," she whispered, pointing at the picture. Chandi nuzzled her cub, her heart swelling with love. In that moment, Adira knew she wasn't like other children. She had a tiger for a mother, and she wouldn't have it any other way. Years passed, and Adira blossomed into a kind, compassionate young woman. She understood the importance of protecting the natural world and its inhabitants. Inspired by Chandi's example, she dedicated her life to wildlife conservation, working tirelessly to ensure the safety and well-being of animals. Chandi watched with pride as her cub embraced her heritage. She knew Adira would carry on her legacy, ensuring the balance of nature remained undisturbed. Their bond deepened with each passing day, strengthened by shared laughter, quiet moments, and the unbreakable connection between a tiger and her cub. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long shadows across the forest floor, Adira sat beside Chandi. The tiger's fur, once vibrant orange and black, had begun to grey with age. "I'm getting old, my cub," she said, her voice a low rumble. "Soon it will be time for you to live your own life." Adira nuzzled her mother, tears glistening in her eyes. "Will you be all right?" she asked, knowing this day would come. Chandi closed her eyes, a faint smile touching her lips. "I have lived a good life," she purred, "a life filled with purpose and love. You have made me the happiest tiger in the world." As the night deepened, they stayed close, two souls connected by an extraordinary bond. The forest echoed with the sounds of their love, a testament to the enduring power of their relationship. In the quiet hours before dawn, Chandi passed away peacefully in her sleep, her head resting on Adira's lap. Adira felt the tiger's heartbeat beneath her hand, then saw the life fade from her mother's eyes. Grief-stricken, yet grateful for the time they'd shared, Adira stayed by Chandi's side, whispering stories and sharing memories until the first rays of sunlight touched the cave. When Adira emerged from the cave, she was met with a sight that took her breath away. The forest floor was covered with flowers, not just any flowers, but tigers. Orange and black lilies adorned the clearing, creating a sea of vibrant petals that stretched as far as the eye could see. As the sun climbed higher in the sky, A gentle breeze carried the sweet fragrance of lilies across the forest, transforming the clearing into a sanctuary of beauty and remembrance. Amongst the sea of flowers, a single white lily stood out. Its petals unfurled majestically, revealing a note tied to its stem. With trembling hands, Adira untied the note and read the words inscribed on it. "To my beloved cub, may these flowers symbolize the everlasting bond we share. Run free, my child, and know that my love will always guide you, your tiger mother." Tears streamed down Adira's face as she read her mother's final message. It was a farewell, yet it was also a celebration of their extraordinary journey together. As the day wore on, word spread throughout the forest of the tiger's passing. Animals from far and wide gathered to pay their respects, forming a solemn procession that wound its way through the flower-adorned clearing. A majestic elephant led the way, its tusks gleaming in the sunlight as it trumpeted a mournful tune. Behind it walked a herd of graceful deer, their eyes downcast in sorrow. Birds perched on nearby trees, their sweet melodies now hushed, replaced by somber silence. Even the mighty Bengal tiger, the king of the jungle, was moved to show respect, his presence adding an air of solemnity to the gathering. They had all been touched by the tiger's kindness and strength, and now they had come to bid her farewell. The clearing became a place of shared grief and remembrance. As twilight descended, casting long shadows across the forest floor, the animals began to disperse, each carrying with them the memory of the extraordinary tiger who had taught them the true meaning of love and courage. The clearing gradually fell silent, the echoes of their farewells fading into the stillness of the night. The lilies, now bathed in moonlight, continued to stand tall, a silent vigil beside the sleeping tiger. Adira knew her mother would want her to carry on, to protect the forest and its inhabitants, just as Chandi had done. With newfound determination, she resolved to honor her mother's legacy and continue their extraordinary bond in her own unique way. As the stars twinkled above, Adira nestled amidst the lilies, feeling her mother's presence all around her. She closed her eyes, whispering a final goodbye. "I love you, Mama Tiger. I'll miss you." And in the heart of the ancient forest, where the lilies bloomed eternally, the tiger and her cub remained connected, their love echoing through the ages. So friends, this is the end of our video. We hope you liked this video. If you really liked it, then don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to our channel so you can get to watch such interesting videos.